of the meeting, and our prepared speeches will be evaluated by specific evaluators. And now I would like to hand over the stage to our general evaluator to explain the proceedings of the evaluation session. Since I already introduced her in the starting of the meeting, with further ado, I will hand over the meeting to general evaluator.
Good evening once again. The purpose of the general evaluator is to evaluate everything that takes place throughout this meeting. During the meeting, I'll take note of everything that happens and doesn't happen. I will evaluate each participant on the meeting and look for examples of preparation, organization, delivery, enthusiasm, observation, and performance on their given duties. And at the end of the meeting, I will be giving my report. Now, my team consists of there are two types of teams. One is the qualitative team and one is the quantitative team. The qualitative team is the tag team, which is the timer, our counter, and the drum unit. And the qualitative team is the evaluation team. So first, I would like to introduce my tag team. Today's timer is an experienced finance professional who's now a vital member of FDA at Flex. He has joined Medley with a thirst for growth and knowledge. Let's put our hands together to welcome Toastmasters Club.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today I am in charge for timer. So as a timer, I will support and help the speakers to express their thoughts and ideas based on the time power activity. For this, I am using 3 cards. First one will be the green card for a qualifying time, and second one will be the yellow card for target time, and third one will be the red card for a maximum and final time. For prepared speeches, speech 1, icebreaker speech, we have 4 to 6 minutes. 4 minutes, I show the green card. At 5th minute, I will show the yellow card, and 6th minute, I will show the red card. After 6 minutes, we have additional 30 seconds to wrap up the speech. Beyond to that, the speaker will be disqualified. Speech 2 and 3, we have 5 to 7 minutes time. 5 minutes, I will show the green card, and 6 minutes, I will show the yellow card, and 7 minutes, I will show the red card. After 7 minutes, we have 30 seconds to ramp up the speech. Beyond to that, speaker will be disqualified. And coming to the second evaluation round, we have 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes I will show the green card. 2.5 minutes I will show the yellow card. 3 minutes I will show the red card. After 3 minutes, we have 30 seconds to ramp up the evaluation speech. Beyond to that, speaker will be disqualified. Third session, the table topic sessions, we have 1 to 2 minutes of time. First 1 minute green card, 1.5 minute yellow card, 2 minutes red card. Beyond to that, speaker will be disqualified. At the end of the meeting, I will present my report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Praveen, for letting us know the objectives as a timer. Now we have the art counter of the day. She is a chartered accountant by profession, and her hobbies include gardening and sculpting vibrant landscapes. She believes in the fact that even if God doesn't intervene, effort will bestow the wages of righteous toil. Let's put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Abhiram.
Thank you, General Evaluator. My fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, good evening to you all. If you are used to speak on a stage, you might be using a lot of filler words like ahs and ums, which may tend to impede our communication or reduce the clarity of the message we want to give out. That is why every Toastmaster meeting has somebody called an art counter. Today, I am playing the role as an art counter. My sole responsibility is to listen to all the speakers, take a note of all the filler expressions they are using. At the end of the meeting, I will report number of times each speaker uses these filler expressions so can reduce these filler words in the future. Thank you and vote.
Thank you for letting us know the objectives as an outer. Now we have the grammarian for the day. He is an IT professional and he seeks to enhance his public speaking skills. He finds solace in the world of hockey. Let's put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Rupert.
Yeah, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a grammarian, my responsibility is to pay close attention to all the speakers on your language usage. I'll also make a note of any outstanding words, sayings, quotes, etc. It's also my responsibility to introduce the word of the day. So the word of the day is going to be prudent. I'm having it here, let me display it over here. So prudent is the word of the day. Every speaker is encouraged to use this word. And by end of the meeting, I will give a report on the number of speakers use the prudent word and also the right usage of language in the extraordinary call out of words or quotes or sayings. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, grammarian, for letting us know the objectives. Now in the next segment, I will be coming back with my evaluation team and I will also be giving my evaluation report at the end of the meeting. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you for explaining the purpose of evaluation segment. Now let's get into our first segment, that is prepared speech segment. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Vidyasagar. Before calling him onto the stage, I would like to call his evaluator, Toastmaster Ramesh, to explain the objective of the speech.
Very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The icebreaker speech, the purpose, every speech in Toastmasters is all about, there is a purpose for every speech. So this icebreaker speech, the purpose of this particular speech is to introduce themselves to the club, that's number one objective, and also to learn the basic structure of the public speech. Thank you.
Toastmaster Vidyasagar works at Vestas and is a passionate power system engineer working in the field of sustainable energy. When asked his thoughts on limiting beliefs, he said, assumptions hold people back from achieving what they are capable of, and conditioning of the brain is required to unlearn these self-limiting beliefs. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Vidyasagar.
Before I start my speech, I would like to ask a question. How many of you were born before? Sorry. How many of you were born late 80s and maybe early 90s? Can you raise your hand?
Before that.
Okay. Okay, not good. I think we were born in 90s, right? They understand how Sachin was perceived as one of the greatest batsmen, the level of impact he had on the game. I think 2K kids understand that.
Sachin Tendulkar, is it?
Yeah, Sachin Tendulkar, yes. I'm talking about Sachin Tendulkar. Yeah, and those days, right? People were fascinated about Sachin, batting, right? And because 90s kids, right, we were fortunate to see him playing. Because those days the cricket was not just a game; it's much more beyond that. The reason why I'm saying that in that era people were emotionally connected with the game. So whenever Sachin gets out, right, they used to switch off their televisions. They were utterly disappointed, isn't it?
Yes.
Like some of you, I think you would remember.
Yes.
Right? So such was the level of impact he had on the game. So my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, This is Vijay Sagar. Today I am delivering my first icebreaker speech in this Toastmasters meeting. In this meeting, I will talk about 3 important lessons that I had learned during my life by closely observing the 3 important icons who are connected with the game. So they are the firstly Sachin Tendulkar, and then Tony Craig. He was one of the well-known, renowned commentator, Tony Craig. And the third one is current Indian team head coach Rahul Dravid, right? And with this, as a child, I was very fascinated about playing cricket. I used to play cricket with my younger brother and also with my schoolmates, right? Every day after the school, we used to play cricket. And if you ask me during the weekends, from morning 9 o'clock to evening 5 o'clock, we used to play cricket, and only after 5 we used to come back to home. And notwithstanding to my mom's usual scoldings and occasional beatings as well. And also, I think I vividly remember in 1996 actually, we bought a color television to watch World Cup, 96 World Cup, right? So me and my brother, we used to watch each and every match that India was playing, right? And whenever India was in crunch situation, we used to play to the God to give Indian team some support so that they could pull out of the crisis situation and then they could win the match, right? Such was the level of intensity with which we used to watch the cricket game. And not just watching and playing cricket, I was also fascinated about cricket commentary, because growing up as a child, I used to watch all the cricket commentators. Okay, one particular English commentator actually that struck my mind was Tony Craig. I think you all know Tony Craig was actually an English commentator, and actually he was playing in England cricket team. After that, he later turned as a commentator. I used to mimic him a lot. For example, I think you remember the famous match in Sharjah. Sachin actually played 143, and Tony Craig was actually, he was known as quarter five. He will take little bit of thing and he will dramatize it so much unbelievable. Okay, in one particular instant I will mimic. Actually, Sachin played a straight 6-2 Australia against Australia. That was simple event. Actually, the way he used the words to to enhance whatever the activity that is happening on the field. Okay, here is the Sachin.
Oh, Sachin hits that one. What a shot! It's gone miles into the air. He's playing like an absolute champion tonight. If India has to win the match, he has to play long innings. I think he has decided to finish off the things here. Indian crowd is enjoying, so is Tendulkar. Sachin is playing absolute gem of an innings here tonight. And that is how we used to imitate. He takes a little bit of thing and he used to improvise with his great commentating skills. Okay, and then there is one funny incident happened with Mohammad Azharuddin. Mohammad Azharuddin was actually a man of few words. Actually, he doesn't speak much. Okay, in the post-match presentation, so Tony Craig asks a question. Okay, so Tony Craig asks a question like, Mohammad Azharuddin, tomorrow you've got an important match against Australia. They've got players like Ponting, Gilchrist, Shedden. What exactly your strategy? What exactly your ploy against tomorrow's game? I think we bat well, feel well, bowl well. That's what is important. Azharuddin actually, he doesn't give a care about his height, Tony Craig's height. The one important lesson I learned from Tony Craig's career was
no matter in which profession you are, if you put your 100% mind, body and soul, definitely you will leave a long lasting impression. Okay? And from Tendulkar's career, of course he had God's gifted talent. I don't think with just sheer talent he had reached that level. He had scored hundreds, international hundreds, and also receiving Bharat Ratna was not a mean achievement, especially in a country like India, where people, 1 billion people, more than 1.3 billion people, selecting for Indian team was a biggest achievement. Okay, so if you, I think talent is highly overrated aspect, and in addition to the talent, actually what you need to have is your hard work and dedication, mainly perseverance, to achieve whatever the goals you set in your career, whatever the profession you have. So the last thing, I also want to talk about Rahul Dravid, current Indian team head coach. I know Rahul Dravid, actually he is not as God gifted as Tendulkar, but you know, when he came into the squad in 1996, what happened was he was actually criticized for his very poor strike rate. He was dropped out of the team for 2 times, and he improved his game and mindset. So that is required to play modern day aggressive style of cricket. So with this, I conclude. Thank you.
Now our second speaker is Toastmaster Hemant. Before calling him onto the stage, I would like to call his evaluator, Toastmaster Dilip, to explain the objectives of the speech.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Our Toastmaster Hemant is giving a speech from the pathway presentation mastery. Level 3, the project is persuasive speaking. The purpose of the project is that for the member to understand the different types of persuasive speeches and give a speech to the club. The duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you.
Toastmaster Hemant is a research scholar at IIT Madras, and he is working on building energy saving designs. He was a kabaddi player in his college. When asked his thoughts on limiting beliefs, he said, limiting beliefs implies less prejudice and more understanding. Put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster.
Today, I am sharing a real story. Last year, I had the opportunity to go to Darjeeling. I arrived at right time, but there was lot of traffic to go to Darjeeling, and I was there in Sri Lanka. And at that place, I was having to wait 4 hours. At that time, I was thinking what to do. And then I saw a dhaba shop. I ran into it and I asked for 2 parathas. The parathas were so good that I can't resist myself for 2 more. After eating so much, I was thinking what to do. And just wondering about this place, I saw a boy, the dhaba boy, who was reading a newspaper. Now I thought, now our country is in good hand. But dreaming about the country, I just slept for some time. For my unfortunate moment, after half an hour only, I was wakened up. And it was not by a bus or something else. It was because of all the sweat I was into it. I asked that boy, hey boy, why this fan is not running? And he told me, no electricity. I asked that boy, hey, give me lassi at least. He said, no lassi bhiya. I asked him again, bro, you go to college or school? He said, no, I not go to no school. I was frustrated with his no answers. Why everything is no? I asked him, why you not go to school? Why you should go to school? He told me that his father had lost both of his hands, and now he has to work in that dhaba to earn the living. And it was totally shocking for me and heart-touching. For my whole Darjeeling trip, I was thinking about the people who are there in Shillong, Meghalaya, who works as coal mining. Do you know dear Toastmasters? When we see, according to the Ministry of Power, that most of the electricity is produced by coal power plants. And for coal power plants to run, they need coal and coal mining. We always think that electricity is usually produced by hydro, but it's not that fact. When people go in coal mining, then these coal miners have to go deep inside the earth. They have to go at high temperature and low pressure regions, where there is conditions that are not even hygienic to live in. They work there actually. And the environment is not very conducive. At some places there is hydrogen sulfide gas, there is methane gas, there is chances of coal dust that go into their breath, and always the chances of the mine get stuck or the flooding. Maybe all of you heard of flooding of mines, right? So these are the things in which these coal miners live. But to their disappointment, this is not just the environmental conditions. They also pay not just by their health, their work, they also pay with their life, Dear Toastmasters, when they come to their early ages or after ages, then they have severe heart problems like the black lung. You know what this black lung is? Black lung is the disease that is caused by coal dust which they inhale during coal mining. And that coal dust actually swells into their liver and it reduces their breathing ability, which in long term reduces their life expectancy. For an average human being like men, usually what is the life expectancy? We are Toastmasters and guess it is around 67 years. But for coal miners, what it is just 55 years. So think about it. When they are producing electricity, thus we are paying the price of electricity by just money. It is also by life that these coal miners are actually paying. And when they do so much of effort, doesn't it, we should respect their things like electricity, put it as a more asset rather than just a valuable resource. Dear Toastmasters, these coal miners actually color themselves black in the pursuit of coloring our life, right? Dear Toastmasters, now it comes to us how we can save electricity. Any thoughts you would like to give? I would like to give 3 thoughts. The first thing is we should use energy efficient devices rather than going for incandescent bulbs or energy deficient devices. Why not we go for LED bulbs and more energy services devices? Regular service will help to get more energy efficient. The second aspect of it is why not we use this energy savings methods. If there is this at last fan is running, when we can switch it off. When we are not using electricity there, light, then why not we switch it off? Similar to air conditioning, when we are utilizing it, we should close our doors, right? Dear Toastmaster, the third thing is about harnessing the energy. Whenever possible, we should look for how we can harness energy in a simpler manner, like solar panels. We can go for solar panels and harness the energy. It is not just about the economical, because in economic terms, you will produce electricity for 3 rupees per kilowatt hour. Whereas in coals, we are producing electricity for 5 to 7 rupees per kilowatt hour. It is also about a child which we are resisting to go into gold mines or a dhaba shop into going into a school. Dear Toastmasters, let's pledge for the coal miners with raising our hand. Dear Toastmasters, please raise your hands. That we will use electricity efficient devices. We will utilize, minimize electricity wastage. And we will harness electricity whenever it is possible.
We will run this electricity whenever it is possible.
Thank you, dear Toastmasters. Have a happy day.
Now, our third speaker is Toastmaster Jagan. Before calling him onto the stage, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Ajit to read out the speak objectives.
Toastmasters. My target speaker, Toastmaster Jagan, is giving a speech from the pathway, Visionary Communication. Level 3, project is Connect with Storytelling. So Connect with Storytelling is a very interesting project because it's not just telling a story or just coming and telling the story. It is the art of telling the story which remain in your mind. So it has a lot of aspects, maybe conversations. I'd seen people telling the story with the image. Last week we had seen telling the story, showing an image, that is PowerPoint. So storytelling is an art. It can be done with PowerPoints, it can be verbally, acted, or on a stage, or show gestures. So it's a combination of all the aspects of speech. So what I expect from Toastmaster Jagan today is to see that combination of all the arts of speaking coming alive. Thank you. I forgot to tell the speech length for the timer is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you.
Toastmaster Jagan is a software developer by profession, working as a technical lead. He's passionate about coding and music. When asked about his thoughts on limiting beliefs, he replied, "Those beliefs that limit us are the opposite of reality." Thus, he believes beliefs are antonyms of truth, that is reality. Let's put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Jagan. Toastmaster Jagan, if she could do it, so could I. If she could do it, so could I. Toastmaster Jagan.
I came home early that evening, not because I had little work at the office, but I had so much work at home. As I reached, the house was a mess. The newspapers were reading themselves in mid-air. At that time, my sister came home. She said, "Jagan, I need the living room for 20 minutes for my yoga practice." I don't have any problem with my sister. It's her house anyway. It is those 2 tsunamis that she gave birth to that I have a problem with. The elder one, 10 years old, asked you tough questions and put you in awkward situations. The younger one, 4 years old, I have to catch my breath even talking about her. She's not just a tsunami. She's a storm, flood, and a lightning sandwiched into a toddler. That evening I was on a work call. That's when my younger niece barged into my room. She said with such a sympathetic face, she said, "Mama." I put my call on mute. I took her to the restroom, switched on the light, helped her wash up, and I returned to my call. 10 minutes later, she barges into my room again, and with even more sympathetic face, she says, "Mama." God damn it, why did you say it 10 minutes before? No, I didn't say that. Of course, me being the sweetest uncle, I didn't say that to her face. I put my phone on mute, walked her up to the restroom, helped her wash up. Dear friends, if someday someone defines or finds a technology for smell to travel digitally, my then manager would be the first one I'd call. It was right then my sister from the living hall said, "Take a deep breath, students." As I came back to my workplace, I unmuted the call for the 3rd time. That's when my first mentee dropped me a message. "Jagan, I'm doing the Toastmaster of the day next week. Could you guide me?" I told him I'll get back to him as soon as I got my work done. That's when, cling, my second mentee. "Jagan, I'm going to do general evaluator this week. Could you guide me?" Ding, my third mentee. "Jagan, I want to do icebreaker this week. Could you guide me?" Somebody, could you guide me how do I maintain work-life balance? thank the circumstances. My fourth mentee did not come to me and say, Jagan, I want to start a corporate club, could you guide me? I would have directly booked ambulance to Kilcock Medical College, psychiatry ward. What is happening? Please remember, all this happened way before my wedding. Please don't imagine post-wedding. That evening after my work call, I sat down to analyze the sequence of these events. How can I tend to so many needs at the same time? Is that humanly possible? That's when a vivid image that was etched in my mind flashed across my memory. Almost 20 years ago, on an early Saturday morning, where the sun hadn't even risen on the east, the moon hadn't died on the west, the north was still at loggerheads with the south, the sky was still flirting with the fish on the sea, and the sea was in return flirting with the stars in the night sky. It wasn't dawn. But the household had dawned about 60 minutes before. She was up and running. She had one hand on the stove, the other hand on the grinder. She had one hand on my head applying oil, on the other hand on the tawa. She was up and running across the household. There was noise from the bathroom, from the kitchen, from the puja room. MS Subbulakshmi had woken the entire neighborhood. It seemed like her voice had an effect even on the planetary objects. I woke up as a 10-year-old, lethargic. I looked up at this canvas. What I saw back then, all I could see were events that disturbed my sleep. But today, all I see is a woman who is responsible for all of it. What I feel today is diametrically opposite to what I felt 20 years ago. If she could do it for 35 years in a row, so could I. What was work-life balance for her? Mind you, she's a working woman with a traveling husband, a 16-year-old rebellious daughter, and a 10-year-old clingy son. Today, if I reflect back, one primary learning that I get from her life is prioritization. If I could list down the task 1, 2, 3, sequence them based on their priority and accomplish them one by one, life becomes more manageable. Doesn't it? That evening, my niece was much more priority to me than my work. That evening, my work took precedence over Toastmasters. If I want to spend time with my family, I prioritize. If I want to spend time with my spouse, I prioritize. If I want to come back to Medley today, despite there is a district conference having, despite me paying 4,500 rupees to attend the 2 days conference, but this is my priority, here I am. I travel from airport, Gindi, to get to this meeting, and I'll have to go back to home to spend time with my family. I could write the speech too. Just the day before, my spouse and I attended a wedding function where all I spent my time was my nephew, because the time that I spend with him is much more important to me than some old meaningless function. Dear friends, we are much more capable than what we demonstrate to be. We don't need inspiration from the outside. Just go back in time to that early Saturday morning in all your lives. That one woman who was working with 10 hands like Durgam. We have that in our genes. 50% of it manifesting and representing itself every day. If she could do it, so could I.
Timer, please, could you read out the qualified speakers? Name of the qualified speakers. And we vote for the best speaker. The link has been given through the group. Now, next segment is the table topic segment. This session will be handled by Toastmaster Venkatesan. Venkatesan works as a domain expert and trademark agent in a leading IPR firm in Chennai. When I asked him about his limited beliefs, he said, judgment about ourselves hold us back from achieving something. Please put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Venkatesh.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Tabletop is nothing but improper speech. You should think on your feet and deliver this content within 1 to 2 minutes. We are spending 24 hours. Out of that 12 hours, 12 to 14 hours, we are talking to either our spouse, children, colleagues, nowadays. First, I would like to call the guest, Mr. Sanjeev. Please come. Introduce yourself.
Okay, I already introduced. Okay, I introduce again. Myself, Saji. I'm now going to a college in Loyola, BSc Maths, and I'm also doing BS degree in IIT Data Science.
Your question is very simple. What is your ambition? Explain within 1 or 2 minutes.
In my childhood, my ambition was to become a pilot. So it mainly came to me to become a pilot because my father never went on an international trip in a pilot. So that was the main reason why I had to become a pilot. But I cannot achieve it. So next I decided to do software engineering, which I'm doing now. So I mainly want to become software engineer because it is the only thing which can improve my family status from now on to a higher level. So that's it.
Thank you. Please give a round of applause to the guest. Request number 2, Mr. Deepak, please go. Your topic is social media has many faces and what are the negative ways of it?
Thank you very much. This is my first speech here at the Toastmasters Club. I know I use a lot of filler words, which I should avoid. Social media is a boon and also is a bane, because if you consider, we are not supposed to talk about politics again, but people use social media for politics. The one important thing that is, it disturbs me more about social media is the effect it has on small children and how they, at the moment, if you see many children are getting, they're not enjoying life that the way we used to as children. They're kind of really, bogged into the social media like Facebook, Instagram, and all those things. So I think it has its own benefits and also its drawbacks. I would say we are living in a tech world, so we cannot avoid social media, and it will even get worse. But we should, as parents, we should try to, inculcate some discipline as to how much of social media children can use. That's about it. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. The third speaker is Balaji, Toastmaster Balaji, please. Your topic is humanity during first wave, that is in pandemic, is still there with people. Humanity during first wave is still there with people. I'm talking about the pandemic first wave.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The topic of humanity, especially on the pandemic situation. In my apartment, it was a big chaos when the first COVID patient was identified. And initially people, everyone thinks that, okay, they wanted to isolate themselves, they don't want to move their children here, there. And this was the situation, but still were all initially skeptical what to do, and but over the period of time we realized, okay, it's a thing we need to all jointly need to overcome, and instead of avoiding those people, the people affected people, we try to give some support to them by providing medical or whatever. So the initial thing, the Jetty thing came to everyone's mind, but slowly the humanity point, it connects the entire people, and which helped us to, pass over that. Thank you.
Next time you will was the guest. He was a previous member, Medley. The initial stages, 2010-13. Toastmasters guest Santosh, please. What is one habit you want to learn early? What is one habit you want to learn early?
So we most of the time we are unconscious while forming a habit, right? So who are successful in life, right? Whatever field we are successful, the major factor which is going to make you success is only habits, right? So people who are obese, what is the reason they are obese? It is only the habit of overeating, right? Every day we eat a lot unconsciously, because of that we become obese. So people who fail in financial field, the reason why they do it, they are not able to control their spending. So each and every part of life, if there is some part of life which is not working, it is all about the habits which we form. So even recently, the factor which I was reading, books which I was reading, is more on power of habits. So one habit which I want to inculcate with me is on my health part. I had certain health issues and challenges which I faced in my life. So that made me to look at what kind of habits which I'm practicing is what I was looking at. So based on that, I started walking. If you look at 3-4 months before, my normal weight was around 85 kgs. Currently I'm 75. In a span of 4 months, I was able to reduce. Only one habit which I started was walking 20,000 steps a day. Right? So I was able to see one change in my life. I feel that I can also work on my financials, where my financial life can change. Even this is a new habit of coming back to Toastmasters. Even my speech can be much, much better. Over to you.
I forgot your name.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Priya, please. Your topic is what kind of strength we need to develop, physical or mental? What kind of strength we need to develop, physical or mental?
Thank you.
All this.
So what kind of thing that we need to develop, whether we need to develop a physical strength or a mental strength? Everything falls under a mental strength only, that is what I will say. If we develop our mental strength, only then we can go and work out on our physical strength. That is what I believe. Why I am saying this, I will give a little story about it. I am a person who never gets up early. I am a midnight owl who will be not working, workouting, but I'll be seeing all the kinds of social medias or do all the stuffs and have midnight snacks. Every unhealthy habits in the world, I have it, and that is all because I don't mind. I don't have that mental strength of going and building the good habits. So it is easy for me, it was relaxing for me, it is comfortable for me, so I was very happy in my own comfortable zone. So it takes some push to build and come out of that comfortable zone so that I can build both my mental as well as physical strength, which is still I'm working on it. If anyone could help with good tips, I'm okay to take it. Thank you. Thank you for giving me that.
Toastmaster CJ, please come. active or dormant? Pandemic made us active or dormant?
Pandemic usually made us lethargic. Lethargic means we had our own timings, one way of doing work. The pandemic changed our mentality and changed our strength, or it is more of, as we say, phones, and with phones, with tablets, and huge social media addiction, which was really meant, which was the initial topic for a table topic speaker, which boomed during the time of only the lockdown. But it opened up many opportunities, like many learning opportunities that we were not aware, or which created an enthusiasm to learn more and better from wherever we stay, which also made us think knowledge has no bar, and as well made us like that. Thank you.
Sir, I forgot your name also, sir.
Ramesh.
It was Ramesh.
Thank you.
One moment you control your locker or anger. One moment you control your locker or anger. All the best.
Thank you, Venkatesh, Toastmasters Venkatesh. Very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Ramesh. One moment which will make me laughter or anger. One moment. Yeah, I think laughter. Recent days I was watching the Certified Rascals. They play a lot of office-related content. That's one thing I see. Compared to movies, nowadays I get bored. To get really laughter, I see these kind of YouTube channels to get away from a routine task and then be engaged, and then I get really good laughter in that. Every sequence they make, it's very interesting, and it made us a lot of laughter actually. That's one I think I would like to share. With that concept only, I think in 600th session when we had this Medley's thing, we had certified Toastmasters, and then we give a lot of chance to all of our members to come together and then give a play. So that was actually I really liked the way the script they are coming out every week after week on this Certified Rascals. And maybe in one day I think we can also come out in Toastmasters, what are all the funny things happening outside of our day-to-day events or outside of our cameras, what's happening. We can also come out with some innovative ideas. I think we do have some music directors also to start that. Because in Certified Rascals, the biggest plus is actually the title music, and then the way we choreograph and all those things. Over to you.
Thank you. My next speaker is Mr. Yemen. The question is, mobiles or monsters eat our time? Mobiles or monsters eat our time? Mobiles or monsters eat our time?
Good evening, dear Toastmasters and guests. I am delivering this table topic after a long time. Mobile and monsters eat our time. I would not say that mobiles are totally bad, but monsters are. So I had actually launched that table topic group, which helps us to improve our
public speaking, and we can actually work on every day on a particular topic, speak about it, and whatever we want and we are lagging in, we can increase it. For example, if I am not improving it, my pace, then I could have this goal that I want to improve my pace. And while recording myself on that particular topic, on a particular day, I can increase my pace. And similarly, I can have some other mistakes, for example, grammatical and all other. It is all upon us, what we want and how we are utilizing our devices. Devices are never bad. Devices are the essential things that can boost ourselves. Now it's ourselves that we want to prudently use our devices also. And when we are using our devices prudently, then we are optimizing ourselves. If we just go and see reels, what we are doing with us, we are actually creating monster in ourselves. If we go and learn skills with our devices, then we are creating a really heaven for us and heaven for our society. This is what I would like to say on this topic. And rather than just looking on our devices, we should look how we can optimally use it and make a better future for all of us. Thank you.
May I invite Vani, please? Deepak, please. Your question is, what makes us human? What makes us human?
Living or what makes us human? Let's talk about today's topic on it, right? Overcoming our limiting beliefs. Everyone has, belief. Some of us have that innate belief that we cannot achieve something. We put our own limitations to us. So that's it. It can be overcome. So that's what makes us human, right? We are all human. We make mistakes and then we learn from our mistakes and then we go forward. We move forward and we achieve something better in our lives. So we all tend to take the mistakes very hard on ourselves. That should be culled away. We should take it as a measure to improve on that, to move forward, and also prudently take it and make our own life better in that way. So that's what makes us human. I feel so. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. And next, may we open it, please? Your question is, Indian students prefer foreign universities. What India should do? Indian students prefer foreign universities. What India should do? All the best.
Hi everyone, I am Giri Prashant. Okay, it's a very interesting topic. Indian students prefer foreign universities. What should India do? So, the underlying reason why Indian students go to foreign universities, even though they are very costly in the first place, is because of the quality of the education which they offer. I would specifically pick the case of MBA students. I think from India, mostly people go outside for MBAs. That too, mainly they prefer USA as a country. Even though it costs 1.5 crores, they still go and pursue there. So what should India do about it? So there is no other way, and it has a negative impact on India also, because it leads to a huge outflow of forex, which is not good for a country because that depreciates our rupee and increases the value of the dollar. So the only way out of this is to increase the standard of education which India can offer. So if India increases, if the universities are able to hire better lecturers and government is able to fund the universities and give proper quality education, I don't think there would be even a necessity why students go out of the countries, and we can reduce the forex outflows, and it's better for students and for the country as a whole. Yeah, that's my view. Thank you.
Dinagar, next is Dinagar, Toastmaster Dinagar. Your question is, music is agree or disagree? Music is agree or disagree? All of us.
Thank you, David David Master, for a wonderful topic. Music heals. Do you agree or disagree? I will ask this question to all of you. How many of you feel that or would vote for music doesn't heal? Okay. Yeah, so I also agree with all of you. So music definitely heals. I'm not sure about there are today, if you look at it at my home, my kids mostly listen to English music. When we grew up in our age and all, we never had an opportunity to get to know about English songs and other things. Knowing our Ilayaraja and A.R. Rahman and MSP and any other musicians, right? We are all very happy. One of our entertainment and the way that we spend time is to hear to their songs and spend time and heal ourselves, whether be it whatever it is, right? Whether you want to enjoy yourself or you want to take some time out and then relax or heal yourself for whatever the reasons, you are feeling bad, you are down for whatever the reason. If you hear any song from those days of be it Ilayaraja or be it melodies of Rahman or any other musicians, it definitely makes you better. I have experienced a lot, and also you have an opportunity to listen to all these songs and then make yourself better whenever you feel down, and also enjoy with your friends and family. So yeah, I would say that music definitely heals. Thank you.
Sir, I forgot your name also, sir. Because,
Yeah, I'm good.
Toastmaster program. So, your question is, life was better without technology. Life was better without technology. Always.
So was life better without technology? Should I rephrase that question that way? Life was better
without technology.
Without technology. Okay. It was a prudent decision for me to take up the companion role so that I can avoid the tabletop session. but the experienced distinguished Toastmasters was so prudent to pull me out from that companion role and push me to this session. Okay. So life was definitely better with no technology. But was there a period with no technology? That's a question. So, questioning back, technology was always there from zero to the infinity. We're moving towards infinity now. Right from the Stone Age, when man started to live or communicate or whatever, there was a primitive technologies were there. The Stone Age arms to hunt animals, or the very evolution has slowly evolved. So technology grown from zero or near zero, and it's moving towards infinity. So that way, life and technology are inseparable. So it was always in hand. So there is no question of whether life will be better without technology or with technology. Back to you,
Next is our counter man. Please come. Yeah. You can pay as a counter. We can. Your question is, one food which was bizarre you had first time. One food which was bizarre you had first time. All this.
Good evening, Toastmasters and their guests. Recently, I had a food called kunafa. So I was tempted by seeing YouTube reels and all. So I want to taste it, but in my hometown, I'm not able to get the same. So when I visit Chennai, I visited a kunafa house in Krompet. So it was very delicious, very sweet. When I tasted first time, it was like crunchy and like it added with a lot of honey. So it tastes differently. I think I went with my friends and her children. So everyone enjoyed the same, and it was a very different experience. So I like to try some new foods like this. Thank you.
Shall I call the timer? Please come. Your question is tea versus coffee. Tea versus coffee. Which one is better?
I think I will always go for a tea because I doesn't like a coffee. Because, but I choose a coffee sometimes because based on my priority, right? So I have a tea. Almost per day I used to have 4 to 5 teas normally. But while I'm traveling to my native, right? So especially stuck with the traffic and not able to concentrate much, then I will have a 2 strong cup of coffee, which will motivate me. It will trigger my brain such a way that I will not uncautious or driving something which is not happen intentionally. So that's the reason I will use the caffeine. So whenever the caffeine is required, I will take it up. Whenever the normal, as usual, the tea which is required, I will take it up. So normally I use tea, but some cases I use the coffee because it's half a caffeine to give us some energy to my brain to drive along. So that's the way. But if you see the tea is having a kind of a, what we can say, it's kind of a same caffeine, it's giving some kind of things to our brain to activate, right? So that's it from my end.
The big speaker is Sir. Please come. One book you read has made you to think and change. One book you read has made you to think and change. Louis.
First of all, I am not having the habit of reading books. But I listen to the books. So one of the books I listened was about Elon Musk. So my wife recommended that book. That changed my perspective about Elon Musk. We always think Elon Musk is very aggressive, arrogant, and so on. But to understand a person as Elon Musk, you have to go back 30 years or 40 years backwards and see how he evolved from childhood and how he made each and every endeavor successful. Be it's pre-Tesla. Pre-Tesla he had PayPal. He established PayPal. He established space travel. He is doing so many things we cannot imagine. So if the employees complain that he sleep while Tesla Model 7 was being made. So we have to think why he is sleeping there. Because of the hard work. In the younger age, he had a lot of hurdles. He had worked really hard, along with his first wife he had made he did a lot of hard work to reach this position. He wanted to teach the employees that lesson that you need to do hard work and make quality products. It cannot be just done by coming to office and leaving office. So when you hear, next time you hear someone was sent out of Peter, just remember this. He came a long way from the young range. Thank you.
Okay, my final speaker is Toastmaster Pearl. Yeah, your question is space travel, is it good or just boosting? Space travel, is it good or just boosting? All this.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I will use an anticipated this, but still, thank you for the opportunity. And the topic is space travel supposed to be boosted or not? So, as we can see these days, buildings are there here and there, everything, all the land, water bodies, everything is being encroached for construction. And people are multiplying day by day in numbers that you can't even imagine. So, looking like 10, 20 years down the line, even I'm thinking, will I have enough resources to survive on Earth? So, definitely, scientists are making their attempts to find water and source of life on Mars that we can see right now. So, I think that should be encouraged more and more so that in future, even if resources get exhausted on Earth, we can still find another place to start a new life. And over time, I really think we will find more and more efficient methods for even transporting ourselves from Earth to Mars. So I definitely feel you should encourage space programs. Thank you so much.
This table topic session is over. Timer, please. All the speakers' name.
Except guest Saji, all are qualified.
All of okay. Please send your vote. No?
Link has been provided.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was an interesting. Now I would like to hand over the session to our GE to proceed with the evaluation session.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Now coming back to the evaluation session, which is the most crucial session of this meeting. Starting with the evaluation for speaker 1, we have a Toastmaster who is a product director for sustainability software at an MNC, pursuing part-time PhD in chemical engineering at IIT Madras. Let's put our hands to welcome Toastmaster Raman.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Once again, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
Steve Jobs, in one of the quotes, he mentioned, the most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. Today we have heard Vidya sir giving the speech of Icebreaker. Based on my observation, you are a natural storyteller. So, kudos to your Icebreaker speech, and shall we have a big round of applause? If you nurture, you can become a great humorous speaker as well. So in Toastmasters, we all might have observed, like, we come with a different background and different capabilities because of the schooling what we have come through. So it's all about the delta what you learn in Toastmasters. So this is your first speech, Icebreaker speech, and you are given a set of baseline where you stand now. And what I see is, like, everybody starts with the baseline and then see to that how we improve speak after speak or month after a month, how we are progressing. So that's the beauty of Toastmasters in two ways. One is that you know where you stand in terms of the baseline, and then you can continuously nurture and then see them. The more the delta we create in the Toastmasters, it's maximizing the benefit as a public speaker and also the as a good leader. So that's one thing. And second thing is what we learn from the Toastmasters about also from learning from the peers. So the different things. So that's where I see the icebreaker speech is very important to know where we stand, and that helps. The three things which I would like to highlight from your speech is, number one is that you are very prudent in selecting the topic. We speak naturally when whatever the subject which is very closer to your heart, the cricket, the topic or the content what you have chosen, which brings natural, to you to go with the flow of the speech. That's very great in selecting the topic. Number two is, I see you have a good command in English, the language, what you use, the usage of words and all those things, fantastic. Number three strength is about the voice modulation, what you have, and a great kind of, you enacted the mimic. That's all very much needed for a storyteller, also for a humorous speaker. And you naturally have that. And also you have a very pleasing or a sweet voice. These are all the three things, which for a great public speaker, you need to choose the right content and the usage of language. And the third one is how you deliver the voice modulation. All three, you rocked it. One small suggestion is, when we are speaking, you should not walk. Walking while talking, either one only you should do. Just place it and then talk. Okay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh. Now for evaluating the second speech, we have a Toastmaster who works in TCS for the last 24 years. He loves to watch movies, try different kinds of food, and travel across the world with his family. Please welcome Toastmaster Dilip.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My target speaker, Toastmaster Hemant, has given a speech for Pathways, presentation mastery, and the project is persuasive speaking. We're talking about project objective. Any persuasive speech should inspire and influence, and should be convincing, and also it should call for action. I would vouch that Toastmaster Hemant's speech today had all these three aspects. His speech was inspiring and influencing because he had his real story. He explained whatever he has seen on his with his eyes and then on his face. He started with the story of the small boy, and then who was doing the work, and then he brought out all the challenges whatever his family faced. Right? So it was completely inspiring, and it was influencing, and it was also convincing. He had all the data points. He had the data points related to the people who are involved in coal mining and how they get impacted, how their life expectancy is getting impacted, how their health is getting impacted. So he had all the data points in terms of the impact that the people have. So, and also he called for action. He made all of us to pledge that we will conserve energy, we will save energy, we will use the energy prudently. So kudos to our Toastmaster Hemant in meeting all the three objectives. It's also prudent to say that it is one of his best speeches that he has given. I am seeing him as an evolving public speaker, so it is one of his best speeches. We're talking about preparation. Research and data drives the persuasive speech. So we need to do enough research, collect required data points so that we all get convinced, get inspired. So he has done a lot of research, bringing out all the data points in terms of the subject he was trying to present. So it was well prepared in terms of preparation. In terms of presentation, the speech was well presented. It was in the right pace. He was not talking with high speed. It was at the right space, and he had right pauses. Wherever the pauses are required, he stopped the speech and then had an eye contact. there are few areas of improvement I would suggest. One is that emotions. Talking about persuasive speech, a lot of emotions need to be there. It is actually a good story where we can emote a lot. So he can add a lot of emotions. It would actually elevate the speech to the next level. One more recommendation would be the eye contact. He was having more of eye contact towards the center of the stage or the place. It's better to have the eye contact throughout the audience. Would help again to elevate the level of speech is what I would recommend. With this, I will hand it over to.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Daniel. Our next evaluator is a person for whose introduction I can keep going on forever and ever. It's Toastmaster Ajit. He's my dad, and he works as data and technology manager at Ford. He's the current president at Ford Chennai Toastmasters Club, and he's also a fitness and automobile enthusiast. Let's put our hands together to welcome Toastmasters.
Good evening, everyone. My target speaker, Jagan, will listen this in YouTube. So please, he passed on that message. So, it is all about preparing the best story. So, Toastmaster Jagan, as usual, master chef, he created the story from a page from his life. So he took the story, he sprinkled all the humor, all the figures of speech, and made a great story from the beginning. If you look at the story, it has different parts. The current story which Jagan presented before us had a present and past, and a meaningful message at the end. So that's how the story progresses. If you look at the progression of the story, the initial part was very impactful, the beginning of the speech. Look at the humors he had put in, like calling sisters kid as tsunamis instead of just kids. And the kind of humors he sprinkled, like how can we digitally transmit smell, which was very fantastic thought. I never thought about this kind of humors come from Jagan. That's all good. So how to make this speech even better? So the speech was good. One point I see that the stage usage, the past versus present, he should have virtually used two sides of the stage. Second point, because I'm nitpicking because he's a seasoned Toastmaster. Second point is about how we can it is about the impactful ending of the speech. The first part was good, the beginning, mid portion. While ending, I felt that pace was slightly lost. So if Jagan work on these two areas, this speech will be kind of a gem of a speech and a wonderful storytelling. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ajit. Now, can we have the report from the timer? Toastmaster.
Prepared speeches, Toastmaster Vidyasagar took 8 minutes 26 seconds. Prepared speeches to Hemant took 7 minutes 1 second, and Toastmaster Jagan took 6 minutes 52 seconds. Table topic speakers, guest Saji took 30 seconds. Deepak guest took 1 minute 18 seconds. Toastmaster Balaji took 1 minute 13 seconds. Guest Santosh took 1 minute 41 seconds. Toastmaster Priya took 1 minute 15 seconds. Toastmaster CJ Anand took 1 minute 29 seconds. Toastmaster Ramesh took 1 minute 59 seconds. Toastmaster Hemant took 1 minute 53 seconds. Guest Deepak took 1 minute 22 seconds. Guest Giri Prasad took 1 minute 41 seconds. Toastmaster Ramesh Murugan took general evaluation. Toastmaster Ramesh Murugan took 3 minutes 25 seconds. Toastmaster Dinakaran took 3 minutes 1 second. Toastmaster Ajit Kumar took 2 minutes 36 seconds. And table topic speakers, I just missed few numbers. Toastmaster Dinakaran took 1 minute 36 seconds. And Toastmaster Pugal took 1 minute 30 seconds. Toastmaster Abhirami took 1 minute 08 seconds. Toastmaster Praveen took 1 minute 18 seconds. Toastmaster Ajit took 1 minute 43 seconds. Toastmaster Pearl took 1 minute 16 seconds.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Praveen. Now can we have the accountant Toastmaster Abhirami to read the report?
Good evening once again. First, I like to commend few speakers who demonstrate excellent control over their use of filler words. Team here delivered a speech flawlessly without single use of or ah. Their use of prudent pauses instead of filler words was impressive. Well done. I would like to commend Jayan for his exceptional speech delivery. He used zero filler words and maintained a smooth flow throughout. Excellent job, Jagan. TM Heyman deserves a special recognition for his flawless speech with no filler words at all, making his delivery more impactful. I'd like to commend TM Sisi for clear and concise speaking. She used a couple of R's and ums and you know. TM Vidyasagar, thank you for your icebreaker speech. I noticed that you used several number of R's, ums, you know and so. Recording your speeches and listening to them can help you to identify patterns. Yes, Saji and Deepak used a couple of so and you know. It's a good start, Saji and Deepak. TM Balaji uses couple of but. Yes, Santosh used only one so. Well done Santosh. TM Priya was exceptionally smooth with no filler words at all. Great job, Priya. Yes, Deepan uses some you knows and couple of so's. Yes, Giri had several R's and ums, but his enthusiasm and passion for the topic were evident. TM Pugal speech uses couple of R's and ums. TM Abhirami myself uses too many so's in table topics. TM Praveen was nearly perfect with couple of R's. TM Ajit was very polished with zero filler words. He demonstrated his confidence and control over his speech. TM Ramesh, evaluation was free of filler words, reflecting his control over filler words. Excellent work, TM Ramesh. TM Dinakaran had few ums in TT, but his evaluation was free of filler words. That's all. Let us continue to work on reducing our filler words and become more effective communicators. Thank you and bye.
Thank you. That was a very descriptive report by Toastmaster Abhirami. Now can we call the grammarian Toastmaster Pugal to give this report?
Good evening again to the Toastmasters. Slightly not so organized my scripting. Okay, let me go with the word of the day. The first half of the meeting, nobody bothered about the word of the day. But somehow second half, we catched up very well. So Hemant, as per my observation, Hemant used it twice, Deepak one time, myself 2 times, Ramesh used it very effectively 2 times, Dinakaran 1 time, Abhirami finally 1 time. And then regarding the sayings, Toastmaster Ramesh quoted Steve Jobs, the most powerful person in the world is a storyteller. Right? So that is one thing. And the overall words usage, T.M. Venkata Prasad has used the term utterly disappointed, fascinated of playing cricket. And then he was, with these mimicking skills of Tony Gregg, he was calling out gem of innings and describing Azharuddin as a man of few words and used the term perseverance. And Hemant, there was a wonderful discussion, a wonderful speech on the coal miners, the sufferings of coal miners. When he was talking about that, the environmental that they live is not a conducive one, and that leads to black lines. Coal miners color them black in pursuit of coloring our lives. And then he was talking about harvesting of energy or harvesting of electricity. Harvesting of energy seems to be a new term, maybe people who are not in that field. And again, it was a smooth flow of language, and bath in the rooms, bathers, 10 hands like Durgama, quotes like that, sayings like that. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Now coming to the next crucial part, which is the GE report. To start with, the agenda was released well ahead of time. It was planned very well by the Vice President Education, Toastmaster Pravda, who's not here. And the meeting was started on time by the Surgeon at Arms Toastmaster CC. All the arrangements were made prior to the meeting. And the essay also explained the vision of the club and also explained the rules that that are necessary to maintain the decorum inside the club. The guests were welcomed by the presiding officer, and the next thing is the theme, about the theme. The theme was very interesting. This time it was a very thought-provoking theme. We had a lot to take back, absorb, ponder upon. And next, coming to this speech session, the first speaker, which is Toastmaster Vidyasagar, I had to mention, I definitely have to mention this. Despite being his first speech, he was so flawless. He engaged us a lot. If he wouldn't have disqualified by time, I would say his speech was excellent. He was very confident, and he didn't show any kind of gestures that made us feel, okay, he's giving his icebreaker speech. So kudos to that. And the second speaker, Toastmaster Hemant, he gave a very insightful speech. He had a lot of information to take in, and a lot of us are not part of this, but we need to know how to harness sustainable energy in this time. And the third speaker, Toastmaster Jagan, his speech was beautiful. I was able to travel all through his speech, end to end, and there was a lot of connotations which were different from the usual way we think about it, which was mentioned clearly by his evaluator, Toastmaster Ajit. And so overall, if I have to tell about the speech session, the speakers were well prepared, and I think they met all the objectives of their project. Coming to the table topic session done by Toastmaster Venkatesan, he gave the right topics to the guests and to the Toastmasters and the seasoned Toastmasters. But just a suggestion, you can always start with the Toastmasters so that they gave an example to the guest who's coming, just to understand the way the table topic session happens. So just a note. Then coming to the evaluation session, the evaluation sessions were very constructive. The evaluators gave the areas on where to focus and where not to focus. So that was done rightly by all three evaluators. And another thing to mention is, generally Medley is houseful with around 30-40 members, but today because of the district conference we have less members, but we've still made sure that we maintain the ambience of Medley. So claps to all of you. So with that, I think my evaluation report is over. Overall, it was an amazing meeting, and thanks to all the role players who have done their roles here and the guests who have come here today. Over to the table.
you go through life thinking that you can't do something just because you have failed at doing it in the past, you are living with a fixed mindset. You have to let go of your limiting beliefs to make the breakthroughs that are required for your ultimate success. And don't let other person tell you that you can't do something, and don't go with the assumption that you can't grow and learn from your past mistake. With this, I would like to give the control back to our deputy evaluator, presiding officer, Toastmaster.
Isn't the list of role players?
Yeah.
Ask them to vote for them.
So since the number of members are less, I want each member to vote for the best role player, tag role player, evaluator and everything. Whatever links I'm going to put right now in the group. So for the speed session and the TT session, I'd already given the link. Now I'll put the link for the evaluation session. Now please vote for the best tag role player. And also vote for the best role player. Okay, meanwhile when you fill the forms, I would like to get a few guest feedback. Can you volunteer?
So I just want to allow you first of all, good evening. It's not a feedback of sorts, but I just want to share feed some messages to you, for example. So since becoming a member, for all of you who don't know, I've become a member in Medley Toastmasters. So honestly, since the topic is all about overcoming the limiting beliefs, I'd like to share some few ideas with you all. Honestly, I'm glad to see Giri actually to be here, to be present here, because I've noticed that from week one, I've noticed that many people who are attending the previous week are not returning the following week. So it's all okay, because I am coming to the topic. When I first attended here, I felt really overwhelmed. I thought to myself, man, it's not my cup of tea. I cannot do it. I considered myself that I'm not going to return. But you know what? I returned the following week, and to my surprise, I won an award for table topics. It was surprising. So you never know what could happen, what's in store for you. It's about coming and sitting and listening to all the speeches and getting all the information that you can get and replicate their kind of style and build your own persona and try to communicate to the congregation like this. So don't ever limit your beliefs. Do not ever do that. You can always punch above your weight. And so that's it. So I would like to see the guests who are here, Saji and Deepak, sir. So I urge you, I request you to come here. It's a very good platform. It's a very safe space. All of the senior members are here to guide and improve us. That's how I've learned. This is my 4th week and I've become a member. So that's about it. Can I end with a song actually? Sure, because I was very inspired. I sing in church, so I was very much inspired by T.M. Ramesh sir. He really rendered a song in the middle of a speech. It's uplifting, it's a motivational song. I'll just sing 4 lines of it and I'll repeat it. Okay?
The second poet of Medley. First one is
Sorry?
second poet.
If you really want more, scream it out louder. Hit it on the floor, bring out some fire and light it up, make it up higher. Gonna push it to the limit, give it more. If you really want more, scream it out louder. Hit it on the floor, bring out some fire and light it up, take it up higher. Gonna push it to the limit, give it more. So give it more.
Thank you so much, guest Stephen, and Toastmaster David. Can we have another guest feedback, please?
So first of all, thank you for having me here. This is my first time in Toastmasters, and thank you, Venkat sir, for inviting me here.
Welcome.
So I gained a lot here, and I most importantly noticed your body language was so smooth. And thanks everyone for having me.
Do you have feedback from guests?
First of all, thank you all very much. I really see some difference in me. That when I made the first speech, and when you keep on coming and keep on repeating, I think things improve. I'm not sure about when you said you should keep walking.
Walking and talking.
Yeah, walking and talking. But I found that I saw him moving around, and I felt like it is a little bit more easy. It loosens your body, and you tend to deliver better. So I really thank, and I will definitely become a member of this group, because I want to grow, and what I saw here was that the flow, the thought process, and the flow of thoughts. You kind of limit yourself. For me, I still have that problem of having that impromptu delivery of speech. My mind starts going around, and I tend to not be focused or not be in a structured way be able to deliver something. So I think I need to improve on that, and maybe this group will help me improve. Thank you.
Definitely, Medley can change your life. I have witnessed it for the past 1 year in myself. So yes, can I have feedback from guest Stephen?
Yeah. Hi everyone, once again. Yeah, thanks for remembering me, people. Yeah, I also been. This is my third time. Yeah, I also hoping to become a member. Initially, I also had the when I came here, the crowd was huge. I think today was the lowest crowd. So the one thing which came to me was how frequently will you be able to you'll get a chance to speak. That was one of the things which I had. But coming every week, I just realized that it's not always about speaking things. I think listening to you guys speaking some different things also is teaching me a lot. It's not just about the content, how you put forth it, the way you put forth it, your gestures, and it's just like everyone is having their own perspective. So I feel like that is a good thing. As individual, our perspective is limited, but you just listen to a lot of people. I think the kind of content which you consume is giving you a lot of ideas. I think, and not just here, it will help you somewhere or the other. And yeah, I'm also a firm believer of consistency. Yeah, it may not work the first time you do it, second time you do it, but yeah, you keep on doing it the same time. It'll so yeah, I think we can do anything. So yeah, I'm also hoping to become a member next time and learn a lot of stuff. Thanks for
Thank you so much.
He was a previous member, Medley.
So it was homecoming back. It was my first Toastmasters was in Medley, late 2010, I believe. We had a lot of energy during those days, right? Still the same way. So only one difference is the phone. Otherwise, all the setup, everything was same.
It's a recording boss.
Recording, that's what I said. So we never have our own, like, look at our own recording. That was not that. Otherwise, all setup, everything was same. See, good part about Toastmasters, one good part is that, so if you take any organization, every organization will have a R&D, right? Research and development. If a R&D, a company doesn't have a R&D, it will become obsolete over a period of time. Like Nokia, if you look at, it became obsolete because there was no improvement. So the same way for individuals. So if you are not sharpening your skill set, at some point of time I have to sell myself in a corporate. So I have to sharpen my skill. So one of the core skills is about presentation. I being a trainer in a company, so that was very long time I was associated with Medley. Then due to travels and other reason I was not able to be part of that. So I would like to come back to Medley. This was my place where I developed myself. Right. Everyone also I request you to join and sharpen your skill set. This is one platform. See, I have attended a lot of presentation skills. So no other program will give a platform for you to practice. So they will do a one-day training, you go and try, you learn it, but you don't practice the skill. So unless and until you have a platform which is very supportive, I have not seen any platform so supportive like Toastmasters. So we have a beautiful crowd, a lot of support from seniors, so definitely we all can grow together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guests, for all that feedback. Now it's a Medley tradition to give standing ovation to the icebreaker speakers. So I request Toastmaster Medley to come to the stage.
Also give a standing ovation to these two Toastmasters.
And so with the sound of this given, I declare so the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Jagan for saying best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Ramesh. Best tag player goes to Toastmaster Abhiram. The best tabletop speaker and role player goes to me. And for the role player, I would also like to call my mom.